Hello, and welcome to Kaz English, your ultimate destination for mastering the English language. Whether you're a beginner or looking to polish your skills, we've got you covered with engaging lessons and practical tips. Don't forget to visit our website at kazap.uk. That's KAZAPP.uk for exclusive resources and additional learning tools to help you succeed. Let's dive into today's lesson and take your English to the next level.
All right, so today we're diving into something, really practical and useful for everyday English conversations.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
We've got this short dialogue that focuses on expressing gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
And this is especially helpful for, if you're just beginning to learn English.
Right.
So imagine you're in a workplace setting and you want to thank a colleague for, maybe helping you out with a presentation or something like that.
Yeah.
That's exactly the scenario we're going to be looking at.
Cool.
So let's just jump right into it.
Okay.
The dialogue features two coworkers, Rachel and Alex.
Okay.
And Rachel wants to thank Alex for helping her with a presentation.
Makes sense.
So let's hear how that conversation goes.
All right, let's listen.
Sounds good. Audio of the following dialogue, please.
Okay.
I don't know about you, but I think the conversation just flowed really naturally.
Yeah, it did. It felt really authentic.
Right. Like that's the kind of comfort and confidence we want to help you achieve in English.
Exactly. Being able to express yourself naturally and comfortably is so important.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what we're here for.
So let's rewind a little bit and break down that dialogue.
Okay.
Step by step.
Step by step, yeah.
Rachel starts off by saying, Alex, I really appreciate your help with the presentation yesterday.
Right.
Such a simple but powerful way to express sincere gratitude.
It really is. And I think what makes it so effective is that phrase, I really appreciate.
Yeah.
It goes beyond just a basic thank you.
Mhm.
It adds that extra layer of sincerity.
Absolutely. And then Alex responds with, the classic, it was my pleasure.
Yeah.
Always a good go-to.
It's a classic for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
It's polite, it's humble, it acknowledges the thanks without making a big deal out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just a really smooth and natural way to respond.
Totally. And then, it gets a little more interesting.
Okay.
Alex kind of downplays his contribution by saying, you did most of the work anyway.
Yeah.
But notice how Rachel responds to that.
Oh, yeah, she doesn't let that just slide.
No, she doesn't. She makes sure to acknowledge his help by saying, but your suggestions made a huge difference.
Yeah.
So she's highlighting the value of his input, even though he tried to minimize it.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
It's a good way to acknowledge someone's help without, being overly,
Yeah.
effusive.
Yeah, you don't want to overdo it.
Right. Yeah.
Keep it natural.
Exactly.
And I love how Alex responds to that. He says, I'm glad I could contribute to your success.
Yeah.
It's subtle, but it's really important because it shows a shared sense of accomplishment
Mm-hmm.
and focuses on the positive outcome of their collaboration.
Absolutely. And then Rachel takes it a step further
Oh, yeah.
by saying, let me treat you to lunch as a token of my gratitude.
Okay.
So she's going beyond words and offering a tangible gesture of thanks.
Yeah, a little something extra to show her appreciation.
Exactly. And I think the phrase token of my gratitude is really interesting here.
Oh, yeah. What do you think about that?
Well, she's using the word token to signify a small gesture
Okay.
that represents a much larger feeling.
I see. So it's like a symbol of her appreciation.
Right, exactly. It's not just a casual lunch invitation.
Yeah.
It's something more meaningful.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it really emphasizes that, this lunch is a symbol of her genuine appreciation
That makes sense.
for his help.
Cool.
So, yeah,
Okay, so far so good.
so far so good.
We're breaking it down.
We're breaking it down.
And then Alex's response.
Yeah.
He's polite, but he's a little hesitant at first.
Mhm.
He says, that's really thoughtful of you, but you don't have to.
Yeah, it's like that automatic response, when
Yeah.
someone offers you something,
Right.
you don't want to seem presumptuous.
Yeah, exactly. Like a polite decline.
Right.
But it doesn't necessarily mean he's not going to accept.
Exactly. It's just a cultural thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you offer something, someone's going to decline it first.
Like a little dance.
Right.
Back and forth.
And then Rachel, she doesn't back down.
Nope.
She says, I insist.
She's serious.
She's serious. She really wants to treat him to lunch.
I like how she follows it up, too.
Yeah.
She says, your kindness means a lot to me.
Yeah.
It really emphasizes how much she appreciates his help.
Mm-hmm. She's not just being polite.
No.
She really means it.
Sincerity.
Yeah.
And then finally,
Yeah.
Alex accepts the offer.
Gracefully.
Yeah, he says, well, in that case, I'd be delighted to join you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So we've got this whole dialogue, broken down
Yeah.
step by step.
Step by step.
And there's some really key vocabulary words that are especially helpful if you're focusing on, situational English.
Absolutely. Vocabulary is so important.
So we've got words like appreciate, contribute, and token.
Those are good ones.
Yeah. So let's start with appreciate.
Okay.
It means to feel grateful for something,
Right.
thankful for something.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of just saying thank you, you can say, I appreciate your help.
Yeah. Much more specific.
Yeah. And you can even add really to emphasize that you're sincere.
Right. Like, I really appreciate your help.
Exactly like Rachel did in the dialogue.
Exactly.
Then we have contribute, which means to give or add something,
Mm-hmm.
often to help achieve a goal.
Like you're part of a team.
Right.
Working towards something.
Exactly. So you could say, everyone contributed to the success of the project.
Yeah.
And then we have token, which can be a little tricky.
Yeah.
But essentially it means a symbol or a small gift
Yeah.
that represents, a larger feeling or idea.
Okay.
So like in our dialogue, Rachel offered lunch as a token of her gratitude.
Right. So it wasn't just about the lunch itself.
Exactly.
It was a gesture.
Right. It symbolized her appreciation.
Cool. I like that.
Yeah. So you could also say something like, please accept this small gift as a token of our thanks.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Practical.
So listeners, I really want you to, take these words and make them your own. Repeat them out loud. Appreciate. Contribute. Token.
Out loud. Repetition is key.
And even better, try using them in your own sentences.
Yeah, that's how you really learn it.
Right? The more you practice, the more natural these words will become.
Muscle memory
Exactly.
for your English.
Okay, so now let's move on to some key sentences from the dialogue
Okay.
that are worth memorizing because you can use them in so many different situations.
Right, like versatile phrases.
Exactly. So the first one is, I really appreciate your help.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a lifesaver.
It is.
So many situations.
Whether someone holds a door for you, helps you with a task, gives you some advice. It's
Mhm.
just a go-to phrase for expressing thanks.
Yeah, simple and effective.
And then another one that's really easy to remember is, it was my pleasure.
Oh, yeah.
That's a perfect response when someone says thank you.
Yeah, it's like the default response.
Right.
Polite, humble, always appropriate.
Always a good choice.
You can't go wrong with that one. And then finally we have, let me treat you to lunch as a token of my gratitude.
Oh, yeah, I like that one.
This is a fantastic way to offer a gesture of thanks
It is.
that goes beyond just words.
Yeah.
So you're not just saying thank you. You're actually doing something to show your appreciation.
Actions speak louder than words.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
remember, even if the person declines at first, like Alex did,
Right.
you can always politely insist if you really want to show your appreciation.
Yeah, a little persistence can go a long way,
Exactly.
especially if you're sincere about it.
So what I really love about this whole dialogue
Yeah.
is how it shows that expressing gratitude is not just about words,
Mm-hmm.
it's also about actions.
Right.
So that offer of lunch, even though it was initially declined,
Yeah.
it really emphasizes how much Rachel appreciates Alex's help.
Absolutely. It makes it more meaningful.
Right. It shows that she's willing to go the extra mile.
Yeah. Little effort goes a long way.
And speaking of going the extra mile,
Oh, a transition.
I want to highlight a fantastic service called Kaz English.
Okay, I've heard of this.
Yeah, it's specifically designed for beginner and lower intermediate English learners.
Cool. So perfect for our audience.
Exactly. So it's like many of you listening,
Makes sense?
and it's a fantastic resource if you want to improve your conversational skills.
Yeah, conversational English is so important.
Absolutely. You got to be
Wow.
able to, speak confidently and fluently in different situations.
Real life situation.
Real life situations, right?
Not just textbook stuff.
Right, exactly. And what's really cool about Kaz English is that they use a variety of situational dialogues.
Oh, like the one we just analyzed.
Exactly.
So you can see how these phrases are used in context. That's really helpful.
Yeah, and they have this unique learning player.
Oh, tell me more about that.
So it lets you break down dialogues,
Okay,
practice your pronunciation,
cool.
and even record yourself speaking.
So you can hear yourself and see how you're doing.
Exactly.
Oh.
It's like having a personal English tutor right in your pocket.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so if you're looking for a fun and effective way to improve your English,
Yes.
especially your conversational skills,
Mm-hmm.
I'd highly recommend checking out Kaz English.
Sounds like a great resource.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does make a difference. And now that we've kind of gone through this whole dialogue, what are some things that really stand out to you?
Well, I think one of the big takeaways,
Yeah.
especially for English learners,
Mm-hmm.
is how Rachel goes beyond just saying, thank you.
Right.
She really emphasizes her sincerity.
Yeah.
You know, she uses phrases like, I really appreciate,
Mm-hmm.
and your kindness means a lot to me.
Yeah.
So she's really showing that, she's not just being polite.
Right.
She's genuinely touched by Alex's help.
It's about adding that extra layer of emotion,
Exactly.
going beyond the basic phrases.
And I think that's really helpful for English learners.
Yeah.
To see how these phrases are used
Mm-hmm.
in a natural, everyday conversation.
Absolutely. It gives them a model to follow for how to express gratitude in their own lives.
And remember we talked about some key vocabulary words.
Yes.
Like appreciate, contribute, and token.
Those are important ones.
Yeah, I really encourage you to practice using those words.
Yes, practice makes perfect.
And your own sentences.
Absolutely.
The more you use them, the more confident you'll become.
Repetition, repetition, repetition.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to practice out loud.
Even if you're by yourself.
Even if you're by yourself.
Talk to the mirror.
Right.
It helps.
Okay, and before we wrap up, I want to remind everyone about that fantastic service we mentioned.
Oh, yes.
Kaz English.
Kaz English.
Specifically designed for beginner and lower intermediate English learners.
Perfect for our audience.
Exactly. And it's a great resource for anyone who wants to improve their conversational skills.
What I love about Kaz English is that
Yeah.
they use a variety of situational dialogues, just like the one we analyzed today.
Exactly.
So you can really see how these phrases are used in context.
And they have that unique learning player.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more about that.
So it lets you break down the dialogues,
Okay.
practice your pronunciation,
Cool.
and even record yourself speaking.
She can hear how you sound.
Right. It's like having a personal English tutor right in your pocket.
That's a great way to put it.
So if you're looking for a fun and effective way to improve your English, especially your conversational skills, check out Kaz English.
Definitely worth checking out.
And hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive into expressing gratitude,
Yeah.
make sure to subscribe to our channel
Yes.
and give this episode a like.
It really helps us out.
It really does help us create more content like this.
And most importantly,
Yeah.
keep learning, keep practicing, and never underestimate the power of a sincere thank you.
Beautifully said. And until next time, happy learning, everyone.
Thanks for joining the conversation here at Kaz English. We hope you found it fun and informative. Don't forget to check out kazapp.uk. That's KAZAPP.uk for more tips, resources, and interactive practice. Keep exploring, keep chatting, and we'll catch up with you again soon.